So hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about what the important places which are important in Indian perspective. Okay, so in the last sessions we did discuss about the mountain ranges, about many other features, latitude, longitudes, places in news, etc. But today we would be discussing the rivers. Okay, this is one area which is very important, and like in India, there are extensive river systems, like both in the Himalayas as well as in the peninsula. There are a lot of number of rivers. So it is actually impossible to study all the rivers and all the tributaries, but we will try to cover as much as possible, especially in the films perspective and UPSC perspective. Okay, so all the rivers which UPSC could possibly ask, we'll cover those topics today. Okay. Then after that, in the coming section, we'll be discussing about the protected area networks, the Indian soil, the Ramsar sites, and important links. Okay. So we'll start with the rivers. So yes, the rivers is otherwise called the Indian drainage system. Okay, the rivers in India. So if you're talking about the Indian drainage system, it's broadly classified into two. We have the Himalayan river system as well as the peninsular rivers. So you would all be familiar with these. So which would be the important Himalayan rivers? Yes, we have the Ganga, then we have the Brahmaputra, and then the Indus. So these three are the most important Himalayan rivers. Okay, and most of the other rivers are generally the tributaries of these three rivers. Okay, so these three rivers would be what we'll be discussing. Okay, then we have the peninsular river system. So this are categorized into two, the west flowing rivers and the east flowing rivers. So what is the distinction between the west flowing rivers and east flowing rivers? Yes, west flowing rivers empties into where? To the Arabian Sea, and the east flowing rivers empties into the Bay of Bengal. So if you're talking about the west flowing rivers, there are two important rivers. One is the Narmada and another one is the Tapi. So we saw Narmada and Tapi when we spoke about the mountains, that is at Vindhya, Satpura, Satmala. Here we would see in the reverse perspective. Okay. Now, if you're talking about the east flowing rivers, the most important east flowing rivers in the peninsula are what? The Mahanadi, we have the Godavari, we have Krishna and Kaveri. Okay. So these are the rivers we would be discussing today. Apart from this, we'll be also discussing some other rivers, especially in Peninsula India, which are important in UPSC perspective. Okay, so we'll start with the Himalayan rivers. So, if you're talking about the Himalayan drainage system, do you know the origin of the Himalayan drainage system? How did the Himalayan rivers evolve? So, talking about the history of Himalayas, initially the mountain ranges was not there. Right. So there was a river called what? Shivalik River or the Indo-Brahm River. Okay. So it was actually running parallel to what? The Himalayan drainage system. Okay. So it was running parallel to Himalayas. Okay. So at that time, Himalaya was not there. Okay. And it was running extensively from Punjab to Assam. It was so long. There was one single river. Okay. Then after the Miocene period, that is during the Miocene period, what happened? Yes, the Shivalik started to rise. The Himalayas started to rise. Right. So during that time, the Potwar Plateau, right? Potwar Plateau or the Delhi Ridge, like that portion got uplifted and this river got divided. Okay. And on the other side, due to the upheaval of Himalayas, this system got divided into three. So, one side is what? The Delhi Ridge. From the Delhi Ridge, it divided what? The Indus Basin and the Gangetic Basin. And on the other side, the upheaval of Himalayas divided what? Both the Ganges and the Brahmaputra. Okay. So, due to these, the three river systems of the Himalayas was born. That is the Indus, the Ganges, and the Brahmaputra. Another interesting change which has happened during this time was what? The Malda fault, or what? The downward thrust of Malda gap. So where is this Malda fault? Yes, it is near Bangladesh. That is between the Rajmahal Hills of West Bengal and the Meghalaya Plateau. That is Garo Kasi Jayantia Hills. Okay, so between that we have the Malda Fault. And due to the down thrusting of this fault, what happens? Yes, both the Ganga and Brahmaputra started to flow into that Malda Fault and empty into the Bay of Bengal. Yeah, so that is how the Himalayan rivers evolved. Okay, so since the Shivalik or Indo-Brahm river was already present, what happens? The flow, usually when there is a mountain, the flow of the river would be like from top to bottom, right? But in the case of Ganga and Brahmaputra, it's actually first flowing parallel toward the Himalayas, and then they are emptying toward the then they are changing their course and emptying into the Bay of Bengal. Okay, so such rivers are also called the antecedent rivers. So this Ganga and Brahmaputra are examples of antecedent rivers. Okay. So yes, that is the theory of evolution of what? The Himalayan rivers. Clear? Okay, I just wanted you to know the background of the river system. It's not that important, but just try to understand the names. Okay. Okay. So if you're moving on, we'll be discussing what? Yes. So this is the theory of what? Indo-Brahm or Shivalik river. So there was a river from here, all the way from here. This was Punjab. Here from Punjab to Assam. Assam is here. So all this was the Indo-Brahma Shivalik river. Then what happened? Here the upheaval happened, and here what? The Malda fault happened. Right? So because of that, the Indus, due to this fault, the Indus got divided. So here we have a what? Ridge. Because of that, Ganga started flowing this side and Indus started flowing the other side. Okay, there was a division here. Then here what happened? The Malda fault. So Ganga started flowing inside, and then Brahmaputra goes all the way up to Arunachal Pradesh. In the Dihang Gorge, it takes a turn and then flows into what? Through the Malda fault into the Bay of Bengal. Okay, so that is what happened. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So now we'll discuss each of these river systems and the important tributaries of these rivers. Okay. So we will start with the Indus River drainage. Okay. Okay. So if we're talking about the Indus River, yes, it rises near where it is. It rises near Lake Manasrovar. This is very important because this is one of the pilgrimage sites. Okay, most important pilgrimage site. Okay. So Indus rises near this Manasrovar Lake near a glacier of Bokarchu Glacier. Okay, this is in the Kailash ranges. Okay, so that is where Indus origin is. Okay, so near Manasrovar Lake near what? The Bokarchu glaciers. Okay, then it flows where? To the northwest and between the Ladakh and Zanskar ranges. So we saw the mountain ranges earlier, right? So Indus flows in between what? The Ladakh and Zanskar ranges. Okay, so it has so many right bank and left bank tributaries. So we'll be seeing that it next. But the most important tributaries are what? The Panchnath. Okay, that is Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas and Satluj. So those 5 rivers are called the Panchnath, and that is what supplies highest water to the Indus River. Okay. So Panchnath, so after being Panchnath, that is all these 5 rivers joining together, they joined Indus at Mithankot. Okay. In Pakistan, Punjab. Okay. So that is Indus River. The origin is what? Bokarchu Glacier near Lake Manasrovar, and then it flows through Ladakh region between Ladakh and Zanskar, and then it accumulates all the water from Panchnath, and Panchnath joins Indus where? In Mithankot, and then it empties to the Arabian Sea in Pakistan. Okay, Sindh Gulf. Okay. So if you're talking about the right bank tributaries of Indus, yes, so this is the Indus River. So you can see this, the one on the right. So Indus is flowing like this, right? So what the one on the right is what the right bank tributaries. So we have the Shyok River. This is very important. Okay, Shyok River, and Shyok's tributary is Nubra River. Okay, and this is in the Siachen region. Okay, so we have the Shyok River and the Nubra River here. Then we have the Gilgit River. This is the Gilgit River. Okay, then other rivers are not significantly in India, but I'll just mention the name. So we have Hunza River, right? Then we have the Nubra. Nubra is, I told you, a tributary of Shyok. Okay, then we have the Kabul River, which is also a tributary. Then we have Khuram, right? Khuram is here, and then we have Gomal. So these are the left bank tributaries. The important ones are the Gilgit and Shyok and Nubra. This you must know. Okay, the right bank tributaries of Indus. Here. And if you're talking about the left bank tributaries, the most important ones. So there's one, Zaskar here. Okay, this is not that much important, but just remember Zaskar is one of the tributaries of what? Indus. Apart from that, we have the Panchnath. Okay, and is the name given to the 5 rivers in Punjab, of Punjab. Okay, so we have what? Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas, and Satluj. Okay, Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas, and Satluj. Okay, so these are the 5 rivers of the Panchnaths. Okay, so Jhelum what joins Chenab, Ravi joins what? Chenab, then Beas joins what? The Satluj. Then Satluj is flowing, and Chenab joins what? Satluj, and then it becomes what? Panchnath, and then it joins what? Indus. So here it is the Mithanpur, little above Mithanpur. And then it empties where? Into the Arabian Sea. Clear? Okay, that is how the what? The left bank tributaries of Indus are flowing. Okay, so just remember the names. If you have to study this in detail, the way you must study is if these tributaries come in news, then that is more important. Okay, then we already discussed places in news, and then we also discussed what about Jhelum and Chenab as well, because it was in news. So that is how you must study the in detail the rivers. Okay, otherwise you just have to know what the tributaries and the important rivers and their tributaries. Okay, their names and somewhat the location, the major locations. Okay, yeah. Okay, so that is the Indus River. Now we have what? The Ganga or the Ganges. Okay, this is the most river of India, right? The Ganges. Okay, so if we're talking about the Ganges, the Ganga originates from where? The Gangotri Glacier. So it's very easy to remember. Gangotri. And it is near what? Gaumukh. Okay, so it is in Uttarakhand, Uttarakashi district of Uttarakhand. Okay, so the origin of Ganga is the Gangotri Glacier near Gaumukh. Okay, but the river which flows from Gangotri Glacier is not called what? Ganga, but it is called by the name Bhagirathi. Okay, so we have the Gangotri Glacier, and that is considered as the origin of Ganga, but the river that flows from the Gangotri Glacier is called what? The Bhagirathi. Okay? Okay, and from where does it become Ganga? Yes, there is a place called Dev Prayag. Prayag means the junction of 2 rivers. When 2 rivers join together, it is called Prayag. Okay, so at Dev Prayag, Bhagirathi merges with what? Another river named Alagananda. Okay, so Bhagirathi and Alagananda together becomes what? The Ganga. Okay, so we have what? Dev Prayag. Okay, at Dev Prayag, what happens? There is Bhagirathi and Alagananda, they come together, and then it becomes what? It gives birth to the Ganga. Okay, and Alagananda originates from what? The Satopant Glacier above Badrinath. You would have all heard of this place Badrinath, right? So at Satopant Glacier, this is a glacier named Satopant Glacier at Badrinath. That is where the Alagananda originates. Clear? Okay. So that is the origin of Ganga. Okay. So yes, we'll see the major prayags. So other than the Dev Prayag, there are other prayags as well. Okay. One famous prayag I could mention is the Prayag Raj, that is Allahabad. Prayag at Allahabad. So which are the two rivers which joins at the Prayag at Allahabad? Yes, the Yamuna and the Ganga, two most important rivers in India, right, North India. So these two meet at what? The Prayag in Allahabad, and that is why the name was changed to what? Of Allahabad was changed to Prayagraj. Okay. Okay. Apart from that, there are other what Prayags as well. Okay, so yes, this is the Badrinath. From Badrinath, who is coming? Who is originating? The Alagananda. So the Alagananda flows all the way from here to the Dev Prayag to meet the what Bhagirathi and become Ganga. Right. Before that, Alagananda is meeting so many other rivers. Okay. Like for example, here we have the Vishnu Prayag. So at Vishnu Prayag, the Alagananda is meeting who? The Dauli Ganga. Okay. So from Badrinath, Alagananda what originates and then it's flowing down at Vishnu Prayag, at the first junction Vishnu Prayag, it meets who? The Dauli Ganga. Okay. But then again it goes down and at Nand Prayag, it meets the Nandagini. Okay. It's not Mandagini, it's Nandagini. So don't confuse. It's N, okay? Nandagini, Nanda Prayag. Okay. Again flows down. Okay. And at Karna Prayag, it meets what? The Pindar River. Pindar River. Okay. Then again, further it moves down and at Rudra Prayag, it meets Mandagini. Okay. At Nanda Prayag, it's Nandagini, and at what? Rudra Prayag, it is Mandagini. Okay. So this Mandagini river is important since that is originating from where? Yes, here you can see Kedarnath. Okay, Mandagini is coming from where? Kedarnath. Okay, so Mandagini is meeting Alagananda at Rudraprayag. Okay. Then finally, at Deva Prayag, Alagananda meets who? Bhagirathi and becomes Ganga. Okay. So these are the 5 prayags. Okay, clear? So we have Vishnu Prayag, where the first what happens? Alagananda originates from Badrinath. Then it's flowing down. So first person he meets, the first river he meets is who? The Dauli Ganga. Okay, so he might think that it is the Ganga and he'll got merged with Dauli Ganga at Vishnu Prayag. Okay. Then again it goes down to meet who? Is the Alagananda at Nandagini. To meet the Nandagini at Nandaprayag. Okay. Then again it goes down and at what? Karna Prayag it meets who? Pindar River. And further down at Rudra Prayag, he meets Mandagini, who's coming from where? The Kedarnath. Okay. Mandagini is coming from Kedarnath, and from there Alagananda meets Mandagini at Rudra Prayag. And finally, at Dev Prayag, Alagananda meets Bhagirathi. And it becomes who? The Ganga. Clear? Okay. Don't forget these names, okay? And don't get confused. Okay. So, after that, from Yamunotri, there is Yamuna arising. And I told you from where they are meeting? Yamuna and Ganga is meeting at Prayag, right? Allahabad or Prayagraj. Okay. Clear? So these are the prayags you must know. Okay. Then if you're talking more about Ganga, we know the states through which Ganga is flowing. We have Uttarakhand, UP, Bihar and West Bengal. Okay, it originates from near Uttarakhand and flows through what? UP, Bihar and West Bengal. Then empties into Bay of Bengal. Okay. And it is one of the largest river systems in India. Okay. Then you must also know the tributaries. Okay, other than the initial ones we spoke about was about the origin, right? All the rivers from the origin and how it becomes Ganga. Then further down we have other tributaries as well. Who are they? Yes, we're talking about the right bank tributaries of Ganga. We have Yamuna, the most important one, and then we have other rivers such as Son and Damodar. Okay, these two are also very important. Okay, then we have who? The left bank tributaries. So if you're talking about the left bank tributaries, most of them are originating from the Ganga, from Himalayas. Not most, all of them are originating from the Himalayas, left bank tributaries. So we have Ramganga, Gomti, Gagra, Gantak, Koshi, and Mahanand. Okay, so these are the left bank tributaries. Clear? So we'll see the picture of this and we'll see these in detail. So only then you will be able to understand. Okay, it will be much more clear. So first we'll talk about Yamuna. So I told you Yamuna is one of the most important tributaries of the Ganga. Okay, so this is the Yamuna. It's where is its origin? It originates from Yamunotri, right? It originates from Yamunotri and then Yamunotri glacier, and then it what flows all the way through what Delhi, and then reaches UP and merges with what Ganga at Allahabad Prayan, right? So yes, it is originating from Yamunotri glacier, and it is the longest tributary of the Ganga, and it meets Ganga at what Allahabad Prayan or the Prayagraj in UP. Okay, now it's called Prayagraj. So what are the tributaries of Yamuna? 4 important tributaries: Ken, Betwa, Sindh, and Chambal. Okay, so these are the 4 important tributaries of Ganga. So you know Ken and Betwa because we always talk about Ken Betwa interlinking projects. Then there is Sindh. Okay, and also Chambal. So Chambal's tributary is Banas. Okay, so Banas is coming from where? The Aravalli ranges. Okay, Banas is coming from Aravalli ranges, and all the rest are coming from where? The Vindhyan range. Okay, so it's coming from the south. Okay, so that is an interesting fact about Yamuna because all the rest of the tributaries in the left bank are from the Himalayas, but these rivers, Ken, Betwa, Sindh, Chambal, are from where? From the south. Okay, so from the Vindhyanchal ranges. Okay, here. And if you're talking about Chambal, it's what? Its origin is near Mau in Malwa Plateau of Madhya Pradesh. Okay. And why we are discussing this? It is famous for its badland topography. It's also called the Chambal Ravines. Okay. Badland topography or the Chambal Ravines. Here. That is Yamuna. So remember, its origin is Yamunotri. It is the longest tributary of Ganga. It meets Ganga where at Allahabad in Prayagraj. Right. And what are the 4 major tributaries? Ken, Betwa, Sindh, Chambal. Okay. Then we have what? We spoke about the Chambal. Its origin is near Mau in MP. And it is known for what? The Chambal Ravines or the Badland topography. Okay. That is Yamuna. Next, we are going to talk about who? The Son. Okay. So if we're talking about Son, this is actually Son, okay? I think it will come on the last. Yeah, Son. So if we're talking about Son, yes, where does it originate? Yes, its origin is at Amarkantak. Okay, Amarkantak Plateau. The Son is the largest south bank tributary of Ganga. Okay, it's the south bank. Okay, or the right. Left tributary. No, it's the right. Sorry, it's the left. Right bank tributary. Okay, so it is on the south bank and the right. Okay, and it joins Ganga at Arra in Bihar. Okay. Then another important tributary is Damodar. Yes, it drains what? The Chota Nagpur Plateau. Okay, and finally meets Hooghly. Where is Hooghly? It's in West Bengal. Okay, so it's not directly meeting Ganga, but it's meeting what? The Hooghly. Okay, so if you're talking about Damodar, it is also known as what? The Sora of Bengal, right? Because it always used to flood. Okay, and another important tributary of Damodar is the Barakar. Okay, Barakar is the tributary of Damodar. Okay, Clear? So we have Son as well as Damodar. Son is originating from Amarkantak Plateau and this is South Bank tributary and joins Ara at Ara in Bihar. Right? Damodar is also draining the Chota Nagpur Plateau and joins what Hooghly, which is a distributary of what Ganga. Okay, and yes, it is it has a tributary called Barakat. Okay, and another interesting fact about Son River or Amarkantak region. Okay, so I'll just tell you this as well. So Amarkantak is the drainage pattern at Amarkantak is known as the radial drainage pattern. So what is radial drainage pattern? That means there are three rivers originating onto three different sides, originating from Amarkantak and flowing to three different sides. So which are the three rivers? One is Son. Son is originating from Amarkantak and flowing to the Ganga side. Then we have Narmada. Narmada is also originating from this Amarkantak and flowing where? This flowing to the west and meeting the Arabian Sea. Then we have what? Yes, we have the Hasdeo River. This is the third river, which is a tributary of Narmada River, and Hasdeo is flowing south and meeting Narmada. Okay, so that is why this Amarkantak is known as the radial drainage pattern. Okay, so that is the right bank tributaries of the Ganga. Next, we'll see the left bank tributaries. Okay, so important left bank tributaries of Ganga. So first, we'll discuss about Gandak. So what is Gandak? Where is Gandak? Okay, it is originating in Nepal Himalayas between the Dhauladhar and Mount Everest, between Dhaulagiri and Mount Everest. Okay, and it has two streams, Kali Gandak and Trishul Ganga. So these Kali Gandak and Trishul Ganga merge and form what? Gandak, and it meets Ganga at where? Sonpur near Patna. Remember, most of them meet at Patna. Okay, so Gandak joins Ganga at Sonpur near Patna. Okay, so the origin is between Dhaulagiri and Mount Everest, and yes, it has two streams, Kali Gandak and Trishul Ganga. Okay, and the Gandak joins Ganga at where? Sonpur near Patna. Next important tributary is Gagra. Okay, Gagra originates from where? There's a glacier called Mapchachungo Glacier. Okay, and it joins Ganga in Bihar itself at Chhapra. Okay, Chhapra. It's not that important, but just remember there's a glacier called Mapchachungo and from where Gagra was originating. Okay, and Koshi is originating from where? From the Mount Everest in Tibet, north of Mount Everest. So in Nepal, it is also known as what? Arun. Okay, Koshi River. So Koshi is known as the Sora of Bihar. Who was the Sora of Bengal? It was the Damodar River, and Sora of Bihar is the Koshi River because it frequently floods. Okay, all the rivers that frequently floods are called the Sora of that place. Okay. So we spoke about which rivers? We spoke about the Gandak, Gagra, and Koshi. Okay. So just remember they are the left bank. It's actually not suggested to study all the details, all the facts in detail, but try to remember as much as possible, at least the names and where it is. Okay, we'll see the map after this. Okay. So next important one is the Sarda or Saryu River. This you must know for sure because this is one of the most disputed between Nepal, China, and India. If you're talking about Sarda or Sari River, it's also called the Sari River. It originates from where? The Milam Glacier. This is important. Okay. And in the Nepal, it is also known as what? Gori Ganga. Okay. Another name for the Sarda or Saryu River is the Kali or Mahakali River. Okay. So along the Indo-Nepal border, it is called the Mahakali River or Kali River or Chauka. Okay. And then it does not directly join Ganga, rather join Gagra. Okay, the tributary Gagra. The Saryu or the Sarda River is joining who? Gagra. Okay. Yes, the next important river is the Mahananda. So one more thing I forgot to mention about Sarda Saryu. Through it actually is entering India through where? Near the Lipu Lake Pass. So we learned about the passes, mountain passes in the last session, right? So this Sardar Sari is entering India through the Lipu Lake Pass. That means it is at the tri-junction of what? China, Nepal, and India. Okay, so it is actually flowing through that. Okay. Next important river is the Mahananda. So where is Mahananda originating? It's in the Darjeeling Hills. So all of these were towards the west. Okay. So to the east, we have only one main tributary of Ganga, that is the Mahananda. And this is originating from where? In the Darjeeling Hills. Okay. Here. And yes, it is originating from the Darjeeling Hills and it joins where? Mahananda joins the Ganga in West Bengal. Okay. All the rest, most of them are joining in Bihar, but Mahananda is joining in West Bengal. Okay, so you can see here. So this is the Ganga. So you have Yamuna parallel to Ganga. Okay, this when a river flows, two rivers flow parallel to each other, such drainage pattern is called the trellis drainage pattern. So we'll see that later, but just remember when two rivers flow parallel, just like Ganga and Yamuna, they are called trellis drainage pattern. Okay. So yes, Ganga is here. Then we have Sharda. Here Sharda, you can see it's at the tri-junction. See, it flows into India through the tri-junction. It's called Mahakali there. Okay. And Sharda is here. Then we have Gagra, just parallel to that. And Sharda is joining the Gagra, and in turn, Gagra is joining the Ganga. Then we had Gandak here, right? Then we have Koshi near Bihar, Patna region. Then we have in what? West Bengal, we have Mahananda. Okay, in the Darjeeling Hills, it's originating and then it's joining the Ganga. Okay. Then if you're talking about the right bank tributaries, important one is what? Yamuna. Then we have what? Ken, Betwa, Sindh, Chambal like this. Then we have Son joining here. And then the Damodar. Damodar is actually joining the Hooghly River. You can see Hooghly. Hooghly is a distributary of Ganga. Okay. So these are the most important tributaries of what? Ganga. So remember the location. Okay. And whenever any of these rivers come in use, specifically in terms of what national parks or wildlife sanctuaries near it, then you must know about. Okay. Then you must know it in detail. There's high chance UPSC will ask. Okay. So just at least try to remember the location and the names of these rivers. Okay. Here. That is the Ganga. The next most important river in the Himalayan drainage system is the Brahmaputra. So we already spoke about the Brahmaputra when we spoke about northeastern region, but I'll be discussing this once more in detail. Okay. So the Brahmaputra, we're talking about the Brahmaputra. Where is it originating? Yes, there's a glacier called Chamyungdung Glacier. Okay. So there's a Chamyungdung Glacier in the Kailash range near Manasarovar. So this one is also originating near Manasarovar. Who else is originating near Manasarovar? Yes, the Indus River. Okay. So Brahmaputra is also originating from the other side in Chamyungdung Glacier. And in Tibet, it is known as the Sampo. So the meaning of Sampo is the purifier. Okay. So in Tibet, Brahmaputra is called Sampo and it is what the meaning is the purifier. Okay. And it flows all the way to the northeast, parallel to the Himalayas. And then there's a Dihang Gorge in Arunachal Pradesh where it takes a U-turn. Okay. And at Sadia town, it enters what? India. Near the west of Sadia. Okay. And we're talking about the important tributaries. The left bank ones are what? Lohit, Dibang, Buri, Dihing, and Dhansiri. And the right bank ones are Subansiri, Kameng, Manas, and Sangposh. So we'll see this in pictures, so it will be much more clearer for you. Okay. So we have what? Brahmaputra, left bank tributaries, Lohit, Dibang, Buri, Dihing, and Dhansiri. And right bank ones are what? Subansiri, Kameng, Manas, and Sangposh. Okay. So the location is more important. And in Bangladesh, the Teesta joins Brahmaputra. Okay. So it is after flowing to what? Bangladesh, Teesta is joining the Brahmaputra and then it is called what? Jamuna. Okay. Here. So its origin is near Manasarovar Lake in Semayungdong Glacier. Okay. Then there it is called what? In Tibetan it's called Sangpur or the purifier. It reaches the Dihang Gorge and takes a U-turn and enters India. Okay. Then it has so many tributaries. Left bank Loit, Dibang, Budi Ding, Dansari. And the right bank are what? Subansiri, Kemeng, Manas and Sangpur. Okay. And also Tista joins on its right bank in Bangladesh. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you can see this. So here it is Yaling Sangpo River. Here it's called Dihang. It takes a U-turn. Dihang. Then we have Dibang here and Lohit here. So it's kind of a tree. And then it flows down. When it flows down, we have Buri Ding joining here. And on the left bank, there's Dansiri. There's one more river, Kapili. It's not that important, but just remember the name. Okay. On the right bank, we have what? We have Subansiri. That is the first one joining. Then we have Kemeng. Kemeng is important what? Because of the Kemeng National Park. There's a Kemeng National Park. Okay. Then talking about Subansiri, that is important because here is where we have what? The famous Majuli Island. Okay, between Subansiri and Brahmaputra. Okay. And then we have what? Manas. Manas, we have what? Manas National Park. Okay, then towards just before it enters Brahmaputra, we have Sangposh joining it. Okay, then just before it enters Bangladesh, we have Sangposh joining Brahmaputra, and Tista is joining Brahmaputra in what? Bangladesh. So you can see here it's entering Bangladesh and then joining it here. Okay, then it's called Jamuna. Here. That is the Brahmaputra. Okay. Yeah. So just remember the tributaries of Brahmaputra. Okay. So next is Tista. So Tista is one of the major tributaries of Brahmaputra, which is significantly important. Why I'm discussing this is one thing it was asked in films, and why it was asked was because there is a Tista river water dispute going on. It is there like since so many years, like maybe like since India Bangladesh relations there is a issue of Tista river water agreement, and there has not been much settlement in that. So that is why this Tista river is very important. Okay, so where exactly is the origin of this Tista river? Yes, it is a major tributary of Brahmaputra, and it is originating where? In Solamo Lake. From Solamo Lake in North Sikkim. It's in Sikkim, okay? And it flows through Sikkim and West Bengal before joining what? Brahmaputra in Bangladesh. Okay. So only two states it's passing through, that is Sikkim and West Bengal. So there's one more thing, interesting fact. Earlier it was a tributary of Ganga, and now it is what? After a flood, it has changed its course and it has joined the Brahmaputra. Okay, so it is such young river and it is quickly changing its course. Okay, and yes, it is an antecedent river. Okay, apart from that, you can see the picture here. So there is Lachinshu stream. So this is somewhere what the Tista is originating. It is flowing all through here and what reaching Bangladesh. Okay, so one important tributary is the Ranjit River. Okay, Ranjit River is one of the most important tributaries of Tista River, and it is one of the most important river in where? Sikkim. Okay, so these are some of the facts you must know about Tista. Okay, so yes, with that we'll come to an end of all the Himalayan rivers. We discuss about Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra and all its tributaries. Yeah, so if there's any doubt, you can refer most of the topics are in NCERT itself. You just have to go through it. Okay, and whenever any of these rivers or the neighboring places comes in use or something around it, like national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, anything in comes in use, then that river becomes very important in that is film's perspective. Okay, clear? Okay. So we'll discuss one question which is asked in 2017 films. So this is a question. With reference to river Tista, consider the following statements. The source of river Tista is the same as the Brahmaputra, but it flows through Sikkim. River Ranjit originates in the Sikkim and is a tributary of River Teesta. River Teesta flows into Bay of Bengal on the border of India and Bangladesh. Which of the statements given above are correct? 1 and 3 only, 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 1, 2 and 3. So just read the question again. The statement, the source of River Teesta is the same as Brahmaputra. Is it? No, that is wrong. Brahmaputra is originating from Tibet and Teesta originating where? Sikkim. So all the statements with the one goes wrong. One. So we have only B and C. So River Ranjit originates in Sikkim and is a tributary of River Teesta. Yes, that is true. Okay. So River Teesta flows into the Bay of Bengal. On the border of India and Bangladesh. No, it's actually entering Bangladesh from top and then joining who? The Brahmaputra, and then it is emptying where? Into the Bay of Bengal. So that is also wrong. This is wrong. So we are eliminating 3. So 2 only is the right answer. So this is how you arrive at answers. You have to eliminate each of the option and each of the statement and then arrive at the answer. Okay. So that was the Himalayan drainage system. Next, we are going to discuss about what? The peninsular drainage system. Okay. So if we're talking about the peninsular drainage system, yes, we told that we are dividing broadly into 2, the west flowing rivers and the east flowing rivers. We're talking about the west flowing rivers, 2 important rivers, that is Narmada and Tapi, and east flowing rivers, Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, and Kaveri. Okay, so these are the most important rivers. Okay, so we'll start with Narmada. So before that, I will just give you a small idea regarding what peninsular rivers. So if you're talking about peninsular rivers, it is much more older than Himalayas. Himalayas are young rivers. Okay, Himalayan rivers. Okay, and they are non-perennial. What does non-perennial means? What are perennial rivers? Perennial rivers are those rivers which have water throughout the year. Like for example, the Himalayan rivers. If we're talking about the Himalayan rivers, they have water throughout the year. Why is it so? Yes, during the summer season, they have ice melts or snow melts, and then they have water. And during the other time, there'll be rain, monsoon, there'll be rain, and then they'll have water. So they have water throughout the year. But in peninsular, we don't have water like that. Rather, we have what? Non-perennial rivers. That means during the rainy season or monsoon time, the water would be flooded in these rivers. But during the other times, the rivers would be dry, especially during summer. Okay. So, yes. And another thing is they have reached the mature stage. So, what is mature stage? Yes, if you're talking about the life of rivers, there are 3 stages: young, mature, and old stage. Okay. So, young rivers will be very steep. That is, it will be on tall mountains. It will be cutting deep valleys, and it will be like flowing very, very quickly. Okay. An example of this young river is the Brahmaputra, the Ganges, etc. Okay. They have they shift their course very quickly. They don't have a constant flow. They have like very, very heavy flows. Okay. So, but during mature stage, this deep cutting valleys and all reduce, and rivers rather broaden. Okay. During young stage, it will be sometimes narrow as well. Okay. But during mature stage, it mostly has shallow valleys and broad valleys. Okay. And then what happened? The slope is also gentle. So that means the velocity of flow would be much less compared to the young stage. Okay. And yes, the main water divide. So that peninsular rivers are mostly in the mature stage. Okay, so they don't have much deep cutting valleys. Rather, they have shallow valleys and broad valleys and gentle slopes. Okay. Then another interesting fact is the water divide. So what is water divide? Yes, I told you in the last session, right? So if you're talking about water divide, if there's a mountain, there'll be water flowing on 2 sides. right, to two sides. So that acts as a water divide. So here Western Ghats acts as a water divide. Most of the world peninsular rivers are originating from Western Ghats. I wouldn't say all, there are exceptions, but most of them are originating from Western Ghats, and Western Ghats divide it into what? The east flowing and west flowing rivers. That is why it acts as what? A water divide. Okay. And yes, I've already do the velocity of water in these rivers and load carrying capacity of the streams is low due to low gradient. So there is low, gentle slopes. The slopes are not steep, and that is why what the velocity of the rivers are much less, since it is also in the mature stage. Clear? Okay. Yes. So you can see the important rivers of peninsula. So we have Mahanadi here, Narmada. This is Tapi. Then we have Godavari, Krishna, and Kaveri. These are the most important rivers in Peninsula India. Okay. So most of the major rivers of Peninsula, such as Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, and Kaveri, flow eastwards. So all these are flowing eastwards. And two rivers which are flowing westwards are who? Narmada and Tapi. Okay. And if you're talking about these east flowing rivers, they actually form deltas. Why? One thing is, since they flow all the way from the Western Ghats to the mouth of their rivers, that is Bay of Bengal, they have lots of sediments. Okay, and they deposit at the mouth. And another thing is, this side is called the shoreline of emergence. That means the coast has emerged. So that is where they have very big deltas. Okay, especially the KG basin, Krishna Godavari basin. It's famous for its deltas. Okay. But if you're talking about the west flowing rivers, especially the Narmada and Tapi is flowing through the fault. So they do not have deltas. They do not have deltas as the Krishna Godavari rivers. And since other rivers in the west flowing rivers originate from West Bengal and travel a very short distance, they form estuaries. Okay. Estuaries are places where the rivers meet the ocean, but it will be much more deeper. And I told you here we have the shoreline of, this is the shoreline of emergence, and here we have the shoreline of submergence. That means the shore here, that is the coastal line here, has sunk. Okay, so it was believed that the Western Ghats was at the middle of this peninsula plateau, but then what happened? This side, the Arabian Sea side sank. The shore at the Arabian Sea sank below, and that is why it is called the shoreline of submergence. And that moved, and that is why this Western Ghats moved to the west side. Okay, and what happened? Yes, on the other side, the shoreline emerged. Okay, yeah. So we'll see about this in detail. So if you're talking about the river system of the peninsula, we'll first look into the two important west flowing rivers, that is Narmada and Tapi. So first we'll talk about Narmada. So we saw Narmada in the last session when we spoke about the Vindhyan and Satpura ranges. So Narmada is actually a rift valley between the Vindhyas and Satpura, the block mountains of Vindhyas and Satpura, right? So Narmada, and where is it originating? I've told this as well. It is at the Amarkantak. Okay, so you can see Amarkantak here. Narmada is originating from Amarkantak. Okay, and it is a river in central India. Okay, it rises at the summit of Amarkantak in MP. Okay, and yes, it outlines it. So it is actually a divide. This Narmada is a divide between north and the south. Okay, this river, that is Narmada, along with the three hills, are a division between the north and the south India. Okay, it's a natural frontier. Okay, and yes, it flows through the states of Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, and Maharashtra, and empties into Arabian Sea near Bharuch. This is very important in Gujarat. Okay, so you can see here, this is where it empties. And yes, you would all heard about the Narmada Bachao Andolan. Why did it happen? Yes, because of this Sardar Sarovar project. So this is one of the most important projects on Narmada, the Sardar Sarovar Dam. Okay. And that is where we have the Statue of Unity as well, Sardar Sarovar Dam, on the banks of Narmada. Okay. So, yes, an important tributary of Narmada is the Thawa River and the Omkareshwar River. Okay. Yeah. That is the Narmada. So, where is it originating? In Amarkantak and empties in what? To Gujarat. Near Gujarat, in Baroch. Okay. To the Gulf of Cambay, Gulf of Kambat. Okay. Yeah. And it is a divide between what? North and the south. Next important river is Tapi River, and it is flowing parallel to who? Yes, the Narmada, and it is between the Satpura and the Satmala hills. Okay. This is another central Indian river, and it's one of the most important rivers peninsula, which flows from what? East to west. Okay. So where is it originating? It is near Satpura. It's in eastern Satpura, in Madhya Pradesh itself. Okay. Then, yes, it is flowing in the westward direction. And why this is important is, on its back, we have regions such as what? The Vidarbha. Vidarbha is known for its droughts, right? Then Nimar region is there. All these are historically important regions. Then they have Maharashtra's Khandesh region. And we have what? South Gujarat as well. Okay. So these are the important, and then it is empties into where the Gulf of Kambat is, the Gulf of Cambay. Okay, so this is the Tapi River. It starts from Baitul, a region in MP, starts from Baitul in Satpura Hills, and it flows all the way to Maharashtra and empties where? In Gujarat. Okay, so it flows through Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, and Gujarat. And yes, these are the important tributaries. So there is Purna River. Purna River is one of the most important tributary of what? Tapi River. Okay, Purna River. Clear? So these are the two important west flowing rivers, so Narmada and Tapi. Okay. Next is the east flowing rivers. So if you're talking about the east flowing rivers, the first one, that is the northernmost one, we would be discussing is the Mahanadi. Okay, so where is Mahanadi? Yes, Mahanadi is in what, eastern India, and it empties where? Into Bay of Bengal. It's predominantly drains the Odisha. Okay, in Odisha. Okay, it is bound by what? On top we have the central India hills. That is the Vindhya Satpura Satmala. On the bottom we have what? Eastern Ghats. So we spoke about the origin of Eastern Ghats. From where to where we have what? Eastern Ghats? From Mahanadi to the Vaigai River. Right. So below Mahanadi we have the Eastern Ghats, and on the west we have what? The Maikala ranges. Okay. So these the Mahanadi is bound by these three mountain systems. Okay, and it drains the states of Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, and Odisha, predominantly Odisha. Okay, and the most famous dam on Mahanadi River is the Hirakund Dam. Okay, this is very important. Hirakund Dam is built on Mahanadi River. Okay. Another interesting fact is it has rectangular drainage. So what does that rectangular drainage pattern means? So we spoke about trellis drainage pattern and radial drainage pattern. Right. Rectangular drainage pattern means it has a rectangular shape. It is mainly because the terrain of their location, this river flows in a rectangular shape. Okay. You can see the picture of this Mahanadi, and you can see Mahanadi is going like this in a rectangular shape. See? So that is why it has a what? Rectangular drainage. Okay. Drainage pattern. So when you're talking of Mahanadi, we must also know about its tributaries. Right? So if you're talking about the left bank tributaries, the most important one are what? You have Sionad here, Hastio, Man, and Ib. These are the most important left bank tributaries. Okay, so Mahanadi is flowing like this. So Sionad comes and joins here. Hastio. Hastio, we told it originates where? In Amarkantak. Okay. And this is Man and Ib. Okay. These are the important left bank tributaries. And if you're talking about the right bank tributaries, we have what? We have Jong here, Ong here, and Tel. Jong, Ong, and Tel. Ong, Tel, and Jong. Okay. So these are the important the right bank tributaries. Yeah. And it empties where into the Bay of Bengal. So we have Chilka Lake just below this Mahanadi, and this Chilka Lake is also considered as part of what Mahanadi Basin. Okay, clear? Okay, so that is Mahanadi. So remember, it forms a rectangular drainage pattern, and its left bank tributaries include what's here now Hasdeo, Mand, and Im. Right bank ones are Ong, Tel, and Jong. That is Jong, Kong, and Tel. Jong, Ong, Tel. It's very easy to remember. Right? Okay. Clear? Okay. The next important river in peninsula is the Godavari River. Okay. We're talking about the Godavari River. What do you know about the Godavari? Yes, it is the second longest river in India after what? Ganga. Okay. And it's also called what? Dakshin Ganga, South Ganga, or Vriddh Ganga, Old Ganga. So these are the two names by which Godavari is known. It's also called Dakshin Ganga or the Vriddh Ganga. It is the most river of the south. Okay, Godavari. And it's a seasonal river. I told you it's totally monsoonal dependent. So that means it's non-perennial. Okay. And where does it originate? Although we know Godavari flows through Andhra Pradesh and Telangana region, its origin is in Maharashtra, in Nashik. Okay. Near Triambakeshwar. Okay. This is the origin of the Godavari River, Triambakeshwar in Nashik. Okay. And it flows through the states of Madhya Pradesh, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, and Odisha. Okay. And drains into what? The Bay of Bengal. Okay. The location where it drains into Bay of Bengal is the Rajahmundry, and we have what? Famous delta. The soil there is very fertile, and it forms a delta at Rajahmundry. Okay. And also, I told it is one of the most revered rivers in our south, and we have so many pilgrimage such as what? Nashik, Bhadrachalam, Triambak, etc. Okay. So that is the Godavari River. So remember, where is it originating? It's in Nashik, Triambakeshwar, Nashik, Maharashtra, and drains into what? The Bay of Bengal. It is also called the Dakshin Ganga or the Vriddh Ganga. Okay. Okay. Then we must know about the tributaries. So what kind of drainage does this Godavari? So this is the basin, Godavari Basin. So you can see all the tributaries of Godavari here. So if you're talking about the Godavari River, it forms what? Dendritic drainage pattern. So what is this dendritic drainage pattern means? It means it is a tree-like. Dendritic means tree-like. Okay. So it has so many what? It looks like a tree, right? So many branches. Okay. So that is dendritic pattern. Okay. So we'll just see the important tributaries of this the Godavari. So first one is a Pranhita. Okay. So you can see Penganga here and Varda. Right. So Penganga and Varda together forms what? Pranhita. And then we also have Venganga tributary. Then we have what? Indravati River. This is Indravati. These are the left bank tributaries. Then we have Shabari also here. Shabari is here. Okay. Then right bank one is Manjra. This is Manjra. Okay. So these are the important tributaries. So we have what? Penganga, Venganga, and Varda River, and also Pranhita. Then we have Indravati River. We have Shabari River, and also we have what? The Manjra River. Okay, Manjra is very important. Okay. So these are the important tributaries of the Godavari Basin. Okay. So we just have to know so much regarding Godavari. I told you, right? If it is in news or any of these tributaries are in use or any of the places located near this tributary are in use, then we must learn about in detail. Okay. Otherwise, only so much is required. Clear? Okay. Okay. The next important river of the south, that is below Godavari, is what? The Krishna River. If we're talking about the Krishna River, yes, this is also one of the longest river in India. Where does it originate? In Mahabaleshwar in Maharashtra. So all these are what? Places in the Western Ghats, okay? So it originates near Mahabaleshwar in Maharashtra. Okay? So the Godavari also originates near Nashik, and this Krishna River is also originating Mahabaleshwar. Okay, and it drains into what the Bay of Bengal. Okay, and hence this also drains what Maharashtra, Karnataka, Telangana, and Andhra Pradesh basin. Okay, it is further south, so that is why Karnataka also came. So Maharashtra, Karnataka, Telangana, and Andhra Pradesh. Okay, and one of the most important rivers or tributary is the Tungabhadra. Most important tributary of Krishna is the Tungabhadra, and Tungabhadra is formed by two rivers, that is Tunga and Bhadra, which are originating from western. So we spoke about Tunga in the last session. So just have a quick revision regarding that. And Tunga and Bhadra joins together to form what? The Tungabhadra, which in turn joins what? The Krishna River. Okay. And why is this Tungabhadra most important? Yes, we have the most famous Vijayanagara Empire, or the Hampi, located on the banks of this Tungabhadra River. Okay, remember Tungabhadra River. What? We have the most famous Vijayanagara Empire on the banks of this Tungabhadra River. That is why this is important. Okay. Then we have other tributaries such as Dudganga, Koina, Bhima, Malaprabha, Ghataprabha, Varna, and Musi. Okay, so I'll just give you a small brief regarding this. Dudganga, you just remember the name. Koina, there's a dam, Koina Dam. And when this Koina Dam was created and constructed, earthquake happened in this region. Okay, so Koina is also important. It is a tributary of the Krishna. Bhima is important tributary of Krishna. Malaprabha and Ghataprabha, it's easy to remember, right? If you hear that name, go to Prabhas. Okay. But Malaprabha, on the banks of Malaprabha, we have who? The Pattadakal temples. Okay, Pattadakal caves, Pattadakal temples. It is situated on the banks of Malaprabha. Okay. And then we have Varna and Musi. Musi is important because on the banks of Musi, we have who? Hyderabad. Okay, the most famous city, Hyderabad, is on the banks of Musi River. Okay. So these are the important tributaries of Krishna River. So we'll just see a figure with regard to that. This is the basin of Krishna. So big. Okay. It drains almost all of the South India. So you can see this is the Bhima. Bhima is here. It joins what Krishna. Krishna is going like this. Okay, it's going like this. Okay, so we have the Koina here, Bhima here. This is the Ghataprabha. This is the Malaprabha. Tungabhadra is further south. Okay, so Tunga is here, Bhadra is here. They join together to form what? Tungabhadra. Then we have one more tributary, Vadavati. Okay, and the famous Nagarjuna Sagar Sirisalam project is on this Krishna River. Okay, clear? Okay. So if you talk about the right bank tributaries, we have what? Ghataprabha, Malaprabha, and Tungabhadra. Left bank, most important ones are Bhima, Musi, and Muneru. So there's one more Muneru here towards the end. Okay. Clear? That is the Krishna River. So remember the names of the tributaries. Okay, don't get confused. Okay, so Ghataprabha, Malaprabha, Tungabhadra. Remember these three for sure because it is important both geographically as well as historically. Okay, then Musi, since it is on the banks, on its banks, we have what? Hyderabad, it's important. Okay, that is Krishna. So we'll just see a question which was asked previously. Consider the following pairs: Pandharpur, Chandrabhaga, Tiruchirappalli, Kaveri, Hampi, Malaprabha. Which of the pairs given above are correctly matched? 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 and 3 only, 1, 2 and 3. So here, if you're talking about this, we know one option is wrong because on the banks of Hampi is on the banks of Tungabhadra. So this is obviously wrong. We have only Pattadakal caves on Malaprabha. 3 is wrong for sure. So if you're eliminating that option, we get what? The right answer, 1 and 2 only. So both 1 and 2 are correct. Okay. So Tiruchirappalli is Trichy. Trichy is on the banks of Kaveri. That is also true. And Pandharpur is on the banks of Chandrabhaga. That is also true. Okay. So answer is A, 1 and 2 only. Okay. So see, just one option, if you know it right, you'll get the answer. Okay. So that is how you actually clear what the basic prelims. So I told you it's impossible to study each and every location, but if you know the basics, if you're thorough with your basics, you can actually clear prelims. Okay. Okay. So the next important river is the Kaveri River. So we spoke about the South Indian rivers of what? The east flowing rivers, Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, and the Kaveri. Kaveri is the southernmost, most important river. Okay. We're talking about Kaveri. Yes, where is its origin? It is in Talakaveri. This is also in Western Ghats. Okay, Talakaveri. It is in Kodagu in Karnataka. Okay, Talakaveri is in Karnataka. So we spoke about it in the last session as well. When we when we spoke about what the hills of Mahendragiri and Baba Buddha hills. Okay, so Talakaveri is where located in Kodagu. Okay, in Karnataka. Yes, and it also what drains Karnataka as well as Tamil Nadu. Also in some part of Kerala. Okay, that is why there is always conflict between what Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. There was a Kaveri river water dispute between what Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. Okay, and it drains into Bay of Bengal. Okay, near Tuticorin. Okay, the river supports irrigation. Most of the irrigation in what Tamil Nadu and Karnataka is on the banks of Kaveri. Not just now, it actually is important since the Sangam era. I mean, way back from like what Sangam era, the Cholas, all the 9 dynasties of the south are majorly on the banks of what the Kaveri River. Okay, so it is very important. Okay, and if you're talking about the tributaries, the main tributaries are what? Arkavati, Hemavati, Kapila, Amaravati, Lakshmana Tirtha, Kabini, Bhavani, and Noil. Okay, these are few tributaries we see there. And another interesting fact is the Grand Anicut. This is important because it was constructed by Chola King Karikalan. Okay, way back in the 1st century. So it was constructed by Karikalan. Grand Anicut. Grand Anicut means what? A barrage. It's a dam. Okay. Similar to the present day dam, the barrage or barrier was constructed across the Kaveri River by the Chola King. So it is called the Grand Anicut. Okay. So the Kaveri branch lies in the Grand Anicut. Okay. It is believed to be constructed by the Chola King Karikalan. Just remember that. Okay. That is why I'm telling this Kaveri River is historically very, very significant. Okay. So yes, if you're looking into the Kaveri Basin, which are the important tributaries? We have Arkavati here. Arkavati. Yes. Then we have Hemavati. Hemavati is important. Lakshmana Tirtha is important. Then 3 rivers, Kabani, Bhavani, and Noel. These comes from where? Kerala. Okay. The origin of these 3 are from Kerala. Kabani, Bhavani, and Noel. Then we have Amaravati. Okay. Then here is the Grand Anicut. You see the Grand Anicut, and Kaveri empties where? Into the Bay of Bengal. Okay. One important dam on Kaveri is the Mettur. It's a very old dam. Okay, Mettur Dam. Okay. Why is it important? Yes, whenever the water is released from Mettur Dam, there is a conflict between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Okay, because people of Karnataka want to retain the water in Mettur Dam, because only then what will happen? They'll have drinking water and water for irrigation. But Tamil Nadu want to release Mettur Dam water because only then Tamil Nadu will have water for irrigation and drinking. So there is always dispute between these two, and there has been conflict as well. So they are trying to agree upon the river water agreement between both the states, but it is not practically happening right now. There is a river sharing agreement, but still the success of it is very less. Okay. So yes, that is the Kaveri River. Yeah. So these were the most important rivers of the peninsular drainage. So we have what? The Himalayas, Himalayan drainage system, and the peninsular drainage system. Okay. So we'll just have a quick revision and then continue. So yeah. I'll just start from the peninsular rivers. If we're talking about the peninsular river, it is the oldest river. It's non-perennial and it has what broad and shallow valleys. Gentle slopes are there. Okay, they are called what mature rivers. Okay, and most of them are originating from where Western Ghats. Okay, so yes, we have what east flowing rivers Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, and Kaveri, and west flowing Narmada and Tapi. Okay, if talking about Narmada, its origin is Samarkantak, and it flows through the states of Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Gujarat, and empties into Arabian Sea near Baraj. Okay, if we're talking about Tapi River, it is between what Satpura and Satmala. Narmada was between Vindhya and Satpura. Okay, then Tapi originates near Baitul in Madhya Pradesh and runs through Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, and empties near Gujarat. Okay, and into the Gulf of Cambay or Gulf of Kamba. Okay, then yes, the principal tributary is the Purna River. Then we have Mahanada, which is a east flowing river. Yes, it flows mainly through Odisha. Okay, apart from that, it also drains Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, other than Odisha. The most important Hirakud Dam is on this river, and it also has a rectangular drainage pattern. Talking about the most important tributaries, on the left bank we have Sionath, Mahanadi, Sionath, Hasdeo, Mand, and Ip. On the right bank we have Jong, Ong, and Tel. Okay, then we have Godavari River. This is the second largest and most important river. We have it is also called the Dakshin Ganga or the Vrid Ganga. Yes, and it is also non-perennial. Okay, that means it doesn't have water throughout the year. Then it is originating in Maharashtra, Nashik, in Triambageshwar. Okay, and it flows in drains Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and Odisha, and empties into Bay of Bengal near Rajahmundry. Okay, and it is very revered place and has so many pilgrimage sites as well. So the most important tributary. So it actually forms dendritic drainage pattern. Okay, the most important tributaries include Pranhita, which is a combination of Penganga and Varda. Then we have the Indravati River, Shabri River, and the Mandra River. Okay. Yes. Then we have the Krishna River. It is the south of Godavari, right? So it originates where Mahabaleshwar, Maharashtra, and drains into Bay of Bengal. So it flows through Maharashtra, Karnataka, Telangana, and Andhra Pradesh. And Tungabhadra is the most important tributaries, and on whose bank we have the famous Vijayanagara Empire or the Hampi. Okay. Then we have other tributaries such as Dudganga, Koina, Bhima, Malaprabha, Ghataprabha, Varna, and Musi. Of this, Koina, we spoke about the Koina Dam and the earthquake. Bhima is also important tributary. On the banks of Malaprabha, we have the famous Pattakal structures or Pattakal temple complexes. Okay, then we have the Musi River, on the banks of which we have the Hyderabad. Yeah. So this is the tributaries of Krishna, and this is the Krishna basin. We have Ghataprabha, Malaprabha, and Tungabhadra on the right bank, and left bank we have Bhima, Musi, and Munnar. Okay. Then the last one, yes, we have the Kaveri River. Talakaveri is the origin of Kaveri River in Kodagu in Karnataka. Okay. Both Krishna and Godavari was originating from Maharashtra, but Kaveri is from Karnataka. Okay. And yes, it is it has water from Western Ghats. Yes, and drains into Bay of Bengal, and it is the most important source of irrigation in the south. Okay. And the tributaries include Arkavati, Hemavati, Kapila, Amravati, Lakshmana Tirtha, Kabini, Bhavani, and Noyal. Okay, and there is Grand Anicut built by the Chola king Karikala. Okay, then we have the Hemavati. We spoke about the tributary, you saw the picture. So this is the Kaveri is going like this. We have the famous Mettur Dam on it, and its tributaries include Lakshmana Tirtha, Hemavati, Arkavati. Then there is Kabini, Bhavani, Noyal from Kerala. Then there is Amravati. Okay, and then it is empties where into Bay of Bengal near Tuticorin. Okay. Now we'll have a brief comparison between the Himalayan drainage and the peninsular drainage. So we're talking about the Himalayan drainage and the peninsular drainage. So yes, Himalayan mountains are originating from the Himalayas. Peninsular rivers are predominantly from the what the Western Ghats, and it drains through what Peninsula Plateau and the Central Highlands. That is Central Highlands of what both Vindhya Satpura Satmala and as well as the what Chotanagpur Hills. Okay, and yes, nature of flow, if you're telling, yes, I told you it's perennial. Himalayan rivers are perennial because it receives water from both glaciers as well as during rainfall, and while peninsular rivers are seasonal. Okay, and it's completely monsoon dependent. But if you're talking about the case of Kaveri River, one interesting fact of Kaveri River is it has higher water because it receives water from both the southwest monsoon as well as the northeast monsoon. Okay. Okay. Then if you're talking about the drainage system, it's mainly antecedent and consequent. That is Himalayan rivers. I told you, right? It was already there before the formation of Himalayas, and even after the formation of Himalayas, its course or the the main direction of flow did not change. It was actually running parallel toward the Himalayas. That is why it is called antecedent, and it is consequent to upliftment. So that is consequent and dendritic pattern, like tree-like pattern. Ganga has tree-like pattern. Okay. Then peninsular rivers are superimposed, rejuvenated. That means rejuvenate means it has waterfalls. It is re-emerging. Okay. Then it is trellis drainage. That means there are parallel drainages. Then radial pattern. That is from Amarkantak. We have what Sol, Hasdeo, and Narmada, and rectangular pattern of what Mahanadi. Okay. Then we have what the nature of river. Himalayan rivers are very long, because it is flowing through the rugged mountains, experiencing what headward erosion and river capturing. It actually also have what meandering and shifting of course. I told you it's very young rivers, Himalayan rivers. That is where there is high shifting of course. Okay, and there is high meandering. That means it is like turning and twisting all the way down. Okay. Then peninsular rivers are comparatively smaller, and the courses are fixed because it's just mostly what mature rivers. Okay. Then if you're talking about the catchment, Himalayas have very large catchment. That is the basin. River basin is very large. But peninsular rivers also has large basins. But compared to Himalayas, it is not that large. That's it. Okay. And yes, the age. Himalayan rivers are young and youthful. And that is why there are deep valleys, where peninsular rivers are old, mature and old rivers. Okay. And that is why they have broad valleys. Okay. So this is the comparison of what Himalayas and Peninsula. So this is very important, especially in the mains perspective, not just in the prelims perspective. The comparison is important in terms of the mains perspective. Okay. So I just wanted to make you understand these points. Okay. So this was the important what Himalayan drainage, as well as what the we spoke about the Himalayan drainage system as well as the peninsular drainage system. Now there are some other rivers, excluding these important peninsular rivers. There are some other rivers in the peninsula which are important. Okay, especially in the what prelims point of view. So that we'll just look into the other rivers of South India. Okay, so this also are categorized into two: the west flowing and the east flowing. Okay, the west flowing are originating from where? Yes, the mostly from the what the Western Ghats. So in Gujarat, two important rivers we must know is the Sabarmati and Mahi. These are two rivers in Gujarat. We'll see the picture after this slide. Okay, so remember Sabarmati and Mahi are in where? Gujarat. Okay, and there's another river called Vaitarana originating from the Triangle Hills in Nashik district. So to the south of Nashik we have Godavari, and on the other side we have what? This Vaitarana river. Okay. And two important rivers in Goa is Mandvi and Zuari. This is very, very, very important. Okay, Mandvi and Zuari. Because there has been dispute with regard to Mandvi river between Goa and Karnataka. So Mandvi is important and Zuari is also important. Okay. And they originate from where? From, yes, Western Ghats and flow into Goa. Flow into Bay of Bengal. Okay. Then there's another river called Kali Nadi. Okay, it originates in Balgaon area in Karnataka and empties where to Karwar Bay, into what? Bay Arabian Sea. Okay, Karwar Bay, Arabian Sea. Okay. Another is the Bhedti River. Again, this is also Karnataka, Hubli. So these two are in Karnataka, Kali Nadi and Hubli. and Bedti River, it originates near Hubli in Dharwad region. Goa, there are two rivers, Mandvi and Zuari. These are in Maharashtra region, Maharashtra and Gujarat. This is in Gujarat and this is in Maharashtra. Gujarat, there is Sabarmati and Mahi, and Triambak is in Nashik district in Maharashtra. Sorry, Vaidarna River. Okay. Then we have what? Yes, in Karnataka, another river, most important river in Karnataka is Sharavati. This is important because recently, like our Prime Minister also visited Shivmoga. There a new airport has been constructed, inaugurated. So the Sharavati River flows through the originates in this Shimoga district, flows through Karnataka and empties where into Bay of Bengal. Okay, this is another west flowing river. And in Kerala, we have two important rivers, that is Bharatapuzha and Periyar. There are so many small rivers, but still Bharatapuzha is the longest river in Kerala. It's very important. And we have what? Periyar. It is the second largest river. So these are the important west flowing rivers in the south. So we have Sabarmati and Mahi, where in Gujarat, then Vaidarna in Maharashtra, Mandvi and Zuari in Goa. The ones originating in Karnataka are Kali Nadi from Belgaum region, and Bedti River from Hubli Dharwad region, and Sharavati from Shimoga region. Okay. In Kerala, two important rivers, Bharatapuzha and Periyar. Yeah. Yes, we'll just see a picture of this. So we have this Luni. I spoke about Luni when we spoke about Aravallis. It originates in Aravallis and empties where here in the salt pans of Kutch. Okay. So it is also called what? Ephemeral river. It doesn't empty into the ocean. Okay. Then this is a Sabarmati and Mahi. These are important rivers. Apart from that, there is Shatrunji and Bhadra. Okay. Then we have, yes, Narmada and Tapi flowing. This is the Vaidarna river. It is below Tapi. Okay. Then this is in Goa, we have what? Mandvi and Zuari. Then, yes, below that we have Kali Nadi, Bedti and Sharavati. Okay. In Kerala, there is Bharatapuzha, Periyar and Pamba. Pamba is also very important because it is on this on the banks of Pamba, we have the famous what? The pilgrimage sites of Shabrimala. Okay, Pamba. These are the west flowing rivers of the south. Okay. Just remember the order and which state it's located. Okay. Clear? Next is the rivers flowing towards the east. So if you're talking about the rivers flowing towards the east, yes, there are lots of rivers. Okay, and the tributaries flowing towards the east. But there are a few tiny rivers that join Bay of Bengal, and it has the significance of their own. The few important ones are what? Subarnarega, Baidarani, Brahmani, Vamshadhara is there, Pennar, Pala, and Vaigai. These are very important, especially in film's perspective, because you basically love these rivers. Okay, so you must know about these rivers. Subarnarega, Baidarani, Brahmani, Vamshadhara, Pennar, Pala, and Vaigai. Okay, so if you're talking about these rivers, so this first one, this one is a Subarnarega. Okay, it originates in Jharkhand and flows through what? West Bengal and Odisha, and empties into where the Bay of Bengal. Okay, its one most important tributary is the Kharka River, Kharkar. Okay, Kharka, and yes, below Subarnarega we have what? The Brahmani and Baidarani rivers in Odisha. Okay, it is on these banks we have the famous what? All the national parks, Darkaniga, etc. Brahmani and Baidarani. Okay. Then below Brahmani and Baidarani, we have what? The Mahanadi. And below Mahanadi, we have the Vamshadhara river. So Vamshadhara actually drains what? Odisha and Andhra Pradesh. Okay. It's predominantly in Andhra Pradesh. So Vamshadhara is important. Okay. Then we have the KG basin, Godavari and Krishna. And below Krishna, we have Pennar. So when we spoke about the Eastern Ghats, we spoke about the region between Krishna and Pennar. Right. We have what? The Nallamalai hills between Krishna and Pennar. Okay, and below Pennar, we have the Pala river. Okay, and another small river. It's not that important, but Ponnayar. It's called Ponnayar. Below Ponnayar. Then we have the Kaveri, the big river, and finally the Vaigai. Vaigai is very important. Okay, because that marks the end of what? the Eastern Ghats. Okay. So these are the most important east flowing rivers. Clear? Okay. So we spoke about the west flowing and east flowing rivers of the south. So we'll just give you a good revision. On first we have remember the order and the location. Okay, Subarnarekha originates from Jharkhand and flows through West Bengal and Odisha and empties into what? Bay of Bengal. Then below that we have the Brahmani and Baidarni. Okay. Then we have what? The Mahanadi River. Then the Vamshadhara. Vamshadhara drains what? Both Odisha and Andhra Pradesh, predominantly in Andhra Pradesh. Then we have Krishna and Godavari, Pennar, Palar, Ponnayar, Kaveri, and Vaigai. Okay, Vaigai is the last river at the bottom. Okay. So if any of these comes in news or any region surrounding these rivers or any places on the banks of these rivers comes in news, you must know it. Okay. So that is how UPSC usually asks the questions. Okay. So I'll show you examples with the questions. Okay. We just look into the questions. So consider the following rivers: Brahmani, Nagavalli, Subarnarekha, Vamshadhara. Okay. So which of the above rise from Eastern Ghats? 1 and 2 only, 2 and 4 only, 3 and 4 only, 1 and 3 only. So what is the answer? From where to where is the Eastern Ghats? It is from Mahanadi to Vaigai. Right. So where is Brahmani and Subarnarekha? So we can see in this map, right? So Brahmani, Subarnarekha is above Mahanadi. Brahmani is also above Mahanadi. That means it is from here Eastern Ghats is starting. So there's no chance these rivers can originate from where? The Eastern Ghats. Right. So we can eliminate these two options. So I'm eliminating Brahmani and I'm eliminating Subarnarekha. So what is remaining? So I'm eliminating 1 and I'm eliminating what? 3. So there's only one option left, 2 and 4. Okay, if you hear these names suddenly for prelims, you might get confused. But remember, it's very simple question. Just remember the origin of Eastern Ghats. Okay, from where to where is the location of Eastern Ghats? If you know that, you can easily answer this question. Okay, that is why I'm telling you to remember the location of these, which state it is, above which river it is, the order of the rivers. Okay, that is very important. Okay, clear? Next question, I'll show you. This was asked last, I think, in 2022. Gandikota Canyon of South India. So it's Gandikota Canyon, okay, of South India was created by which one of the following rivers? Kaveri, Manjra, Pennar, Tungabhadra. Very, very hard question. There's no scope to eliminate. So Gandikota Canyon of South India. There should be some what this canyon, there'll be some what hard rock surfaces, right? So there's less chance of Kaveri to become a part of it. But why was this asked? There's no scope for elimination, very less chance for elimination. So you can see there was in news. Okay. So there was Gandikota Canyon, Nagarjuna Konda. So these two sites was identified as what? As a part of Adopt the Heritage program. Okay, Gandikota Canyon, Nagaraja Konda. So that is why this question was asked. Okay, this was in last news in 2021, and this question was asked in 2022. Okay, and this Gandikota Canyon is on the banks of the Pennar River. Okay, so that is why I told when it comes in news, you must look into the on whose bank it is. If some region is coming in news, okay, if there's any river in the vicinity or something like that. So that is why how UPSC asks in films perspective. Okay. Yeah. So these are the most important rivers you must know. Okay. So as I've already told, you must know the Himalayan drainage pattern and drainage system and the peninsular drainage system. Himalayas we have what? Ganga, Brahmaputra, and Yamuna, and all its and Brahmaputra and Indus, and we must know all its tributaries. Okay, the right bank and the left bank and the most important tributaries. Apart from that, we must know what? Yes, the the peninsular drainage system. We're talking about peninsular drainage system, mainly Mahanadi, Krishna, Kaveri, Godavari, which are east flowing, and the west flowing Narmada and Tapi. Apart from this, you must also know the other rivers which drain what peninsular region. That is the west flowing rivers from mainly the Western Ghats. We have Sabarmati and Mahi in Gujarat, Mandi Zuari in Goa, right? Then we have what the Sharavati River and what Detti in what Karnataka. Then we have Brahmaputra, sorry, what Bharatapura, and Pamba and Periyar were in Kerala. Then, if you're talking about what the rivers to the east, most important rivers to the east, on top we have what Subarnarekha. Below that Subarnarekha, we have who is the Brahmani and Baidarni rivers. Below that, we have what the Mahanadi river. Okay. Below Mahanadi, we have what the Vamshadhara. Then we have the KG basin, that is Godavari and Krishna. Below we have what Krishna, we have the Penna river, right? Below Penna we have what? Yes, we have the Kaveri, and then we have what the last one, the Vaigai river, right? So these are the important rivers you must know. Okay, and everything related to these rivers. Okay, so if you know at least these, you would be obviously able to eliminate the options. Okay, that is why I'm telling you, you must remember at least these. Clear? Okay. So in the coming sessions, we'll discuss about the protected area networks such as what the tiger reserves, the national parks, etc. So that is it for today. Okay. Thank you.